Hi library friends, Carissa here from Hardesty Regional Library and Jenks Library for week 7 of Book Talk Tuesday. It's also day 2 of the summer reading program. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can do that online at tulsalibrary.org/summer, or you can ask for a form when you go to your library to pick up your holds with our curbside delivery service. So for this book talk and for the rest of the summer, I'll be talking about different subgenres of fantasy. The one I have for you today is one of my absolute favorites. It is historical fantasy. So it's a subgenre that you probably didn't know that you were familiar with. Arthurian legends are an early example of this, and basically it's a story where the setting is mostly historically authentic, and the setting also plays an integral part of the story itself. It's almost like another character. And it also has elements of fantasy, such as magic, mythical creatures, as part of the story as well. So, the first book that I have for you is The Witches of New York by Amy McKay, and I have to show it to you this way because someone named Dougal, the Basset Hound, ate the cover. So, I will just hold it like this while I talk about it so you can sort of get a feel for what the cover looked like. So, it is based on the spiritualism craze of the late 19th century and set in New York City. It focuses on 3 female characters who have true supernatural gifts. Adelaide Thorne and Eleanor St. Clair own Tea and Sympathy, which is a tea shop where they provide a place for seances, palm and tea leaf reading, and potions and tonics for what ails the body and soul. Beatrice Dunn, a young woman beginning to discover her own power to connect with the dead, finds herself on their threshold, eager to learn more, but also afraid of what might await her on the other side of knowing. A lyrical, captivating, and vibrant novel that is entirely bewitching and impossible to put down. The next book is The Golem and the Genie by Helene Wecker. This is also set in New York City at the turn of the century, 1899. It is about Hava, a Polish golem whose creator dies on a ship en route to America, Ahmad, a genie from Syria's deserts, who's released from his 1,000-year-old glass bottle by a tinsmith, both trying to hide what they truly are from the humans around them. Hava and Ahmad meet in New York City, entwining their destinies and searching for secrets that threaten their future. A mix of Arabic mythology and Jewish mysticism, this enchanting tale has a twist that you won't see coming. My next book is actually an ebook. It is The Diviners by Libba Bray, and this is also set in New York City in the 1920s. It features a large cast of well-crafted characters that are very diverse and have supernatural abilities that make them diviners. This first book in a series of 4 features the privileged young Evie O'Neill, who is sent to live with her eccentric uncle in New York City after humiliating her parents with her unrestrained behavior at a party. So her punishment is utterly delightful to Evie, who can't wait to mix with Ziegfeld girls and sneak into some big city speakeasies. But when her Uncle Will, curator of the Museum of the American Folklore, Superstition, and the Occult, is called on to help solve a rash of bizarre, otherworldly murders, Evie is drawn into the investigation because of her ability to divine people's secrets from holding an object belonging to them. Libba Bray blends together elements of horror, fantasy, and great historical details to make this an engrossing and compulsive read. Next, I have The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, and this is gracefully threaded with Russian fairy tale elements and has a tactile sense of place. Arden's debut tells the story of Vasya, daughter of a supposed witch in the northern reaches of medieval Russia. As a child, Vazia's conversations with wood sprites and household spirits were an odd but tolerable feature, but when her father marries deeply pious, troubled Anna, Vazia learns to keep her otherworldly friends a secret. Treachery comes from every direction. Her stepmother's anger over Vazia's brazen disregard for propriety, a fanatical priest who becomes obsessed with her salvation, two supernatural beings with a nefarious grasp on her village wish to wrest control of her powerful gifts, and the villagers become wary of her inexplicable talents and boldness. In a lush narrative with the cadence of a fairy tale, Arden weaves an immersive, earthy story of folk magic, faith, and hubris, peopled with vivid, dynamic characters, particularly clever and brave Vazia, who outsmarts men and demons alike to save her family. The last book I have for you is called Territory by Emma Bull, and I'll just start off by saying, think of the Old West, OK Corral, and add a little magic. So The Taming of Tombstone, Arizona by Wyatt Earp, his brothers, and their pal Doc Holliday is a cherished American myth of stoic heroism. Bull approaches the story from a different angle, considering matters that may or may not have escaped Wyatt's chilly attention. When tough-minded widow Mildred Benjamin and drifter Jesse Fox realize that dark magic is manipulating people for a sorcerer's selfish gains, they must decide what they can and should do about it, and in the process discover who they truly are. So that is all I have for you today. If you will look in the comments, I will have these posted, and you can find some more by looking at our catalog at some of the subject headings that are described in the books. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye!